COVID-19 Megathread week of April 23 to April 29.
Those who are ignoring the COVID-19 situation and carrying on like normal, how do you know it's the right thing to do? What is your reasoning and evidence that others are being too cautious? Serious question, actually. Although you are young and healthy, catching the virus will permanently damage your lungs. You don't die, but you will be having a lifetime of complications afterward. Stay home, wash hands, stay cautious, don't panic.
There are studies showing that a lot more people have been infected with the disease than have been tested positive, indicating that the true fatality rate of the disease is much lower than previously thought, less than 1%. Furthermore, the disease mainly kills old and unhealthy people, of which I am neither, and I live alone. Therefore, I feel like benefits of potentially avoiding this disease are not worth the costs of locking myself in my room indefinitely, and it is not clear whether that will actually prevent me from catching it or just delay me catching it. Well, that's a very self-centered outlook, isn't it? Yes, you might not die if you catch it, but the old lady you passed at the store, or that kid you sat too close to whose mum is a nurse at a retirement home, those people will die. Flattening the curve isn't about you not getting it.
Am I a bad person for breaking self-isolation? Background: my aunt adopted a baby from a distant family member a few years ago at the very last minute before birth because the bio mom had drug problems and couldn't have a baby. He is now 4 and appears to have some learning disabilities, so he can be a lot to handle. She has been in self-isolation with him and my grandmother, who has 2 forms of Alzheimer's and dementia, while trying to work for the last few weeks and is having a lot of trouble. We went yesterday and picked him up yesterday to have him at my house for a week or 2. Spoke to my aunt and grandma from a distance and grabbed his stuff and left. I feel guilty, but I also know she is having a lot of trouble and needed a break. Am I a bad person? Should I feel guilty?
What made you take COVID-19 seriously? I'm trying to convince someone I know that this isn't the flu. Despite having a low death rate for youths, it can severely permanently damage your lungs. Honestly, just by being well informed with factual data and being somewhat educated in the field of science. But if they are stubborn, say this. If they don't take it seriously and the virus infects more people, they would extend the lockdown till there is a vaccine.
Asians of Reddit. How/are you being treated differently due to the pandemic? I've been inside 99% of the time, so treatment has been basically the same. Before the lockdown, I had a bus driver make some unpleasant comment to me because I was wearing a mask. This was before anyone had admitted they were useful. My friend has apologized to me for some racist comments his mother made. Anti-Asian racism has always been here. It's been getting a lot more attention recently and it's way worse on Reddit, but I'm not sure how much it's actually changed offline.
In line with the popular "could you stop 9/11?" questions of old, you go back in time to say, October 2019. What could you do to help prevent the spread of COVID? Bear in mind your actions may have butterfly effects, so any exact predictions you make may end up failing to come true. Systematically eliminate the entire Chinese Communist Party and institute Taiwan as the new government. This would ensure the virus would actually be taken seriously and not covered up to look good and have more open information on it. It would have other benefits, such as no more protests from Hong Kong, less censorship to please China, and the return of Tibet. If not possible, get as many foreign-owned companies to move production to onshore in their base countries as much as possible so those countries would not be screwed over by Chinese reliance. Also stop Chinese nationals sending back medical equipment to China as it screwed over everyone else.
Amazon workers of Reddit. What are the most non-essential items people are ordering during the COVID-19 pandemic? Toys, graphic novels, knickknacks, the usual crap. Seeing lots of laptops lately. The working from home thing has them making a comeback, for now.
What things has the coronavirus make you reconsider? I.e. the role of government, importance of hygiene, etc. Partisan politics. I've been liberal voter for my whole life. We have a conservative politician running my province right now and he's doing a fantastic job. I would strongly consider voting for him if they ran an election again. It's really made me realize how important it is to vote for specific people rather than just for their party. Also, I have to admit that I've always hated the reactionary, undiplomatic way this specific guy speaks, but it does feel great when you agree with what he's saying. I still don't think it's a fantastic way to do things, but I see the appeal now.
Pollution is down and animal sightings are up. How can people keep up this trend so the Earth might possibly flourish again? The Earth is already flourishing. Unknown numbers of undiscovered species still wait to be discovered. Life goes on as it has for the past 4+ billion years. Earth does not care about tiny apes who mastered fire not but a second ago in the geologic timescale. Climate change is a disaster for humans, yes. But the Earth does not care for our whims and will keep on being.
Serious, what can a person do if they live in a condo, with signs posted all over, residents only during lockdown, will be enforced? The association president shrugs off when asked for help, and their neighboring condo keeps having their EMT girlfriend over that brags about being exposed to coronavirus. Keep on mind, I am not looking to go to jail. I tried asking this normally, but it kept telling me I had to ask in here. Very concerned. My wife has asthma, and we live on the ocean, so one infected cough or sneeze from these drunken, not give a shit about anyone but themselves, and the wind off the ocean will blow it 30 yards or more. We have a severe thunderstorm warning right now with Benny-sized hail, and these ignorant asses are out drinking in it. If that gives some level of common sense working on them.
There seems to be more and more doubt creeping into the public consciousness regarding COVID measures, social distancing, closing non-essential business, etc. Many people are saying things would be better if we just lifted these restrictions. Are there resources out there to help combat, or prove, this opinion? Nope. People who think this way cannot be swayed by rational reason. Well, we eased up on quarantine in 1918 for the Spanish flu because people had pretty much the same reaction. Go ahead and look into that.
Is it okay to take long drives during quarantine? Say two people, who are quarantining together, go for a drive and don't get out of the car but open the windows. Is this okay? I think so. But when my sister and I go for drives, my parents get annoyed because they think we'll somehow get infected. Curious what others' opinions are. I think it's fine. But when you inevitably need gas, use hand sanitizer though. Edit twice for my bad spelling.
What is your quarantine obsession, S? What is something you've never gotten around to doing pre-quarantine that you've now had the chance to do? Anything you've enjoyed that you will carry on doing post-quarantine? I've been invested in a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle that my family had lying around on our dining room table. After I'm done with it, I'll look in the garage to see if we have any more.
I see a lot of my friends posting in social media about having cabin fever/quarantine fever. Wanting to go back to normal. Even my significant other is like, how do you deal with this? And I keep thinking that I feel like I barely have to make adjustments in my life, and in fact it feels better. I exercise and work out at home, and only go out to get the occasional essentials. I rarely go out to events that involve large gatherings. I take leisure by playing video games, reading books, or watching stuff. Only change I had was I have to work at home instead of commuting to my office, which I think is a huge positive. I understand that this crisis has affected everyone and caused tragedy and economic hardship. This question is for people who are in similar situations as me and is struggling. Reading these stuff makes me feel like I'm abnormal. Am I supposed to feel uncomfortable with these changes? Nothing wrong with being a homebody and introverted.
My mum is a devout Christian, non-denominational. She just came into my room and told me COVID-19 is a lab-created virus that Dr. Fauci created and sent to China. She also sent me an hour-long interview of two white people in Israel that said people here are trying to develop AI to control humans, which will be in the vaccine that Bill Gates is helping to create. Seriously, when I said that sounds very conspiracy-like, she started yelling at me to watch this video. How can I explain to her that it isn't the mark of the beast, and Bill Gates isn't trying to kill us with the vaccine he's trying to help make? Well, first of all, I'm no expert. However, I am studying to become a nurse, and my mom is a registered nurse in Illinois. I can assure you, this virus was not created by Dr. Fauci. There is no way AI can be put into a vaccine to control people. That just doesn't make sense. Even with all the funds in the world, a vaccine to this virus is still a long time from being mass-produced, and honestly it shouldn't be looked at as a way to stop it. I just think your mom needs to realize that.
With COVID-19 vaccines going through clinical trials, what do you think the anti-vax community's reaction to this going to be? So far I have seen the usual: they aren't safe because there isn't enough testing. Not an anti-vaxxer, have everything from anthrax to rabies all up in me. But that will be my stance on the corona vaccine for a while. They are rushing the shit out of it and I have no pre-existings, so I'll wait a year or two on that one.